welcome to the 2009 U.S. Chess Championship finale. We actually have a champion, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. Congratulations.
Thanks. It's quite a ride.
You won clear first, going full steam ahead in the last round. Can you talk just briefly about your final round game?
Well, I think in the final round game, I definitely surprised Josh with my opening choice. And after that, I mean, we were still in my preparation for quite some time, and then it was just a very simple, straightforward game for me, really. There was nothing too dramatic considering the stakes.
You had said earlier in the tournament that Josh was one opponent that you were a little bit wary of playing, having had some bad results recently. How did that affect your, preparation going to the last round?
Well, that didn't really affect my preparation. I mean, to be fair, Josh has had good results against me, but when you look at the history, I think maybe the last 4 or 5 games that I've played, I've gotten black every single game. So I'm not sure that's really a fair, way of calculating the results because I've never had white, really. I mean, having said that, though, I did get white against him in the U.S. Championship. I believe it was 3 years ago, and I did lose. So I was a little bit wary, but once again, I mean, if you're scared of players, then you might steer clear of certain positions. And considering the situation where I felt like I needed to win today, I just felt like giving it everything, and so I played something which was a little bit double-edged, but it worked out.
Were you surprised to see your main competition in the last couple rounds in this tournament be Grandmaster-elect Robert Hess, who was ranked in the second half of the tournament?
Definitely was a surprise. I mean, basically from the get-go, though, I more or less had a strategy of just trying to draw the top players and taking my chances against the players who were just outside of the elite group. So it was a surprise to see him there, but it could have been him, it could have been Yuri, it could have been pretty much anyone, and it wouldn't have really changed anything for me. After Robert found a way to win yesterday from a position which he shouldn't have, it changed my whole outlook. Because if he hadn't won yesterday, I probably would have played something a little bit more solid. But because he won yesterday, I went into the game today with a must-win attitude. And because of that, I was just looking for something which was just sharp.
Speaking of attitude, it seemed to me that you approached the whole tournament with an extremely confident and aggressive attitude, which I know is sort of one of your hallmarks. But how do you actually develop that as a player? Because a lot of players say that about you and they wish they had that killer instinct in the same way.
Well, I think really what it comes down to is it comes down to the fact that I'm not afraid of losing. And I think when I was much younger, I lost a lot of games, especially when I first started playing. And so through losing all those games, I lost the fear of losing. And once you don't have that fear, it becomes much easier to just simply play certain types of positions, especially.
Take us back to the weeks before the tournament. Can you talk just a little bit about your preparation? How you get ready? When does that even start for you?
Well, I mean, I'm not quite sure what preparation you're referring to, because I certainly wasn't doing any preparation before I came here.
Nothing specific for the tournament?
No, not at all. I was kicking back, enjoying the hockey playoffs. I certainly was not preparing for this tournament. I knew it was going to be stressful. I mean, every round you're going to be playing a GM, unlike, say, the Swisses, where if you draw against, say, Josh, or if I played God and I drew a game, then I would probably play someone a little bit weaker, whereas here, I could draw against, well, I drew Gada, and then I got Alex the following round. So it didn't really get easier. So I figured just try and relax, and then once the tournament began, then I'd be spending all my time studying anyway, so I didn't see any point, really.
Well, I mean, like Alex is also training for a triathlon. Are you also working on your stamina physically beforehand? That's part of preparation.
Not really. I've just been taking it easy of late. I mean, I really haven't been doing a whole lot, just kind of kicking back and enjoying life for now.
Certainly a lot of people were wondering about your choice of second. This fellow Chris Littlejohn, he's only about 22-20, a relatively low-rated master, which I would say is an unorthodox choice in a second for someone of your rating class. Can you talk about how that came about and why you went that way?
Well, I mean, I actually was good friends with his roommate, Jason Doss, who's, I don't think he's the admin on ICC anymore, but I was good friends with him, and it was through him that I met Chris. And he sort of started preparing me for a few games on and off in 2006, and then pretty much since 2007, he's always been preparing me. I mean, I don't think it really matters what your rating level is if you can understand the style and you can prepare openings. That's all that matters. Just because he's, say, 2200 as opposed to being 2400, the only real difference, in my opinion, is that his technical skills aren't as good as, say, an I am. But if he can prepare me, that's all that matters, because I'm the one playing the game.
Okay, now preparing you, I mean, again, that makes a certain amount of sense, but most 2700 grandmasters will still select a second who's at least 2500 grandmaster, maybe occasionally international master, but no one that I know of has somebody who's 2200. Is that a product of computer databases and computer analysis in opening preparation that works, or what?
Well, all I'm going to say as far as that goes is that the methods we have are very good, and so it doesn't matter what his rating is.
That's all you're going to say?
That's all I'm going to say there. I'm not going to say anything.
We have good methods, but I will not elaborate.
How does this victory compare to your victory in the 2005 U.S. Championship?
Well, obviously 2005, it will always be special in a certain way, which this one can't quite measure up to. But in terms of the competition and how I played, I felt that I definitely played better this time around. So if I had to compare the two, I would say that this one was definitely better than the last one.
But that one was special just because it was your first and you were so young.
It was the first one, yeah, definitely. I mean, for instance, I still remember going to the final game against Ildar, and it was the same situation as here, where I was tied with Alex Shapunsky at the time, and we both had already played, so we were playing other players. And in that game, I mean, I found a way to win the game, but from the start, I was just so nervous that it really affected how I was going about analyzing the position and the moves I was thinking about. It was just a totally different mindset. Whereas here, I really was not nervous at all at any point during the last couple rounds. The only time I think I was in my game against Alex, perhaps, Onashuk, in the 6th round when I actually was in a little bit of trouble. But other than that, I never got nervous, so it was a lot more relaxing this time.
Is it because there didn't feel like there was as much at stake for you? Like,
I would disagree, actually. I felt like coming to this tournament there was a lot more at stake for me than last time, because lately my results have not been particularly inspiring, to say the least. I mean, I don't need to get into why they haven't been so good, but it's just been a rough couple of months for me. So I really came into this tournament wanting to prove something, whereas in that one, there always were expectations that I might win, but I was never really considered a favorite, whereas here I definitely was considered a favorite, and so it felt very vindicating to win this tournament this year.
What did you want to prove?
I kind of want to prove that I'm still as good as I was maybe a year ago. I mean, my results lately have been terrible, so it's just I came here wanting to prove to myself really that I could still play at the same level.
did you feel like you were the favorite going in?
Well, I mean, it depends how you view it. Of course, I thought I had good chances to win, but being objective, I'd have to say that you couldn't really consider me a favorite based on my results in the past few tournaments. For instance, I played the Austrian League and I did quite badly. I played Foxwoods and I dropped out there. And then I played a tournament in Toronto and I lost to an IM. So, I mean, coming in, I guess, I mean, based on past results, you could have considered me a favorite, but I definitely didn't think that it was quite so clear that I would win.
And the money, was the money a factor, the prize money?
Well, in terms of playing, absolutely. But if you're gonna play chess for a living, it really can't be about the money, because I mean, it just doesn't compare to a lot of other things, even normal jobs in most cases. Of course, there's money in chess, but for instance, if you're working in the business world, if you're working in a hedge fund, like quite a few former chess players I know are, I mean, the money is not quite the same. And I think as far as chess goes, of course I play professionally, so obviously I have to make decent money. But nevertheless, I mean, really, if you play chess, I think it has to be for the love of the game more than about the money.
And for you, that it's about the love of the game?
I wouldn't say that I've ever really been totally in love with chess, but I mean, after tournaments like this, it makes you just, like, if I could, I would love to just play round 10 tomorrow, for instance, rather than have to head back to New York for the time being.
We should arrange that somehow.
Somebody on ICC was suggesting, some impromptu blitz match against Kamsky or something.
Well, something similar happened 4 years ago when I won it, if you recall correctly. Yeah.
So any plans to celebrate your victory?
I'll probably do something, though I think I'm still a little bit in shock, because I didn't actually expect to win it, so we'll see. Probably something tonight.
So congratulations, fantastic result. We enjoyed so much hearing about your games in the commentary room.
I'm glad it was exciting for everyone here, and hopefully I can repeat next year.
So our 2009 U.S. chess champion, Hikaru Nakamura, will have last-minute tidbits and news from the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis on uschesschamps.com. Thanks for joining us.